Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. In this video, I am going to give you 4 keys to see if you are self-sabotaging your manifestation. These 4 keys are something that are so deeply in our subconscious that we might not even know that we're behaving and acting from this state of fear. Essentially, these 4 things are fear states, and it stems all the way back to our childhood and what has been programmed inside of us. All right, you ready for these 4 keys? Here we go. All right, the first one is you might be afraid to outshine your family, friends, whoever's around you. You know, if your manifestation comes, which means it could be success, it could be money, it could be this amazing partnership. And then what if you're doing YouTube like me, and all of a sudden you start to gather a huge following and you're starting to outshine your siblings. And people are now saying like, ooh, what is so-and-so doing? I see them shining. And then that makes your siblings feel a certain way, or your family members or friends. So you might have this innate fear of making somebody else feel bad for your success. And you will 100% self-sabotage yourself. You'll say, no, I don't need to be that big. I'll stay right where I'm at. I'm reaching enough people. This is good enough. And you start to run from this program of wanting to please other people. Okay, so the first one, you have a fear of outshining others, because how will that make them feel? I'm getting these 4 keys. Let me just totally cite the source right now. I read this in a book called The Big Leap, and it's by Gay Hendricks. It's an amazing book. He goes into great detail. He gives instructions. He gives examples of how you might be playing these out in your own life. So his premise was, say you're hitting an awesome financial marker in your business, and then all of a sudden you go and get married and you self-sabotage one or the other because you feel like it's too good to be true. You can't have all of this success. You can't have the healthy family, the healthy relationship, and the career and the money. So because of that, you might be fearing that you're outshining someone, or these other 3 things that I'm going to mention. So that's the premise of it, is you get so worried to be big and to be in your mission that you sabotage yourself. Okay, so while you guys are watching this video, keep in mind like your dialogue. When I'm saying certain things, think about you interacting with other people, even the outshining one. I know for me, there's been many times I've been on a Zoom with a client and I'm like, oh, I don't need to reach, however many subscribers. And then I realized, no, I want to reach as many as I can because I can help people. So why was I diminishing myself and saying, oh, I don't need, 100K subscribers. I want as many people as I can reach that need these messages. And I had to start changing my dialogue. And that was literally like last week. I had this awareness, like, what am I doing? Michelle, you teach this. Why are you speaking this into existence that you don't want of healthy, wealthy following, like wealthy as in abundant in numbers. So let's go to number 2. So that's basically where I got this information from. The Big Leap, the book, go get it, go read it. Number 2 is you believe that you are fundamentally flawed. So if you take this risk, if you make this commitment to do this thing, to start this business, what if you fail? What if it all comes crumbling down and you're out there in front of everybody doing it and you don't get those subscribers, or you don't get that constant flow of income or clients? There's this deep-rooted fear of failure. And then I would like to ask you or invite you to look at your childhood and to see when you failed at something, if you failed a test, if you didn't do good in a game as a child, what happened to you? Were you yelled at? Were you punished? Were you encouraged more? Was it positive? So start to look back at the patterns that you experienced in childhood and how that plays out now in your adulthood, because this is going to affect your manifestations. If we can pinpoint the root of where the fear comes from, the fear of failure, then we can move ahead and heal that. And then we can be open to manifesting more and not have that fear. So what if we fail? That's where the lessons are. We have to be willing to take risks, to take leaps, and to say, you know what? I don't want to live my life in regret. And I don't want to live my life always waiting on this miracle or manifestation arrive when I'm the one stopping it. I'm the one sabotaging it because I'm fearing that if it happens, that I won't be able to keep it, or I won't be able to hold on to it, or it will break my heart in some way, whether it's a failure or a relationship. A lot of people will never take that leap into a relationship because they fear getting their heart broken. And I don't blame them. It's so scary, but I've also experienced great loss in my life. And I know that every minute is crucial, and I live every minute as if it's my last. And I'm constantly having conversations with people saying like, hey, if I die tomorrow, like, I need you to know that this was really fun, or I really like you, or I love kissing you, or, like, I literally live as if I'm not going to be here tomorrow. And I want to brainwash other people into living that way too, because guess what that does? It forces you to be in the present moment. And then you're not fearing the past. You're not fearing the future. You're literally saying like, I just love right now so much, and I need to express it to my people. Because if I am not here tomorrow, now all of you guys are hearing me say it, that whenever I kick the bucket and transition into my next life, who knows who I'll be? I want you all to know that this brought me joy, making these videos and connecting with all of you in the comments. And I could get teary-eyed right now just even thinking about this, like how my life has unfolded through my loss and everything. Oh, I'm totally gonna cry. It just brings me so much joy to be here. So I'm sending you so much love. Mwah. I hope these videos play forever after I'm gone. All right, number 3, disloyalty and abandonment. So when it's almost like this, it's almost like we're abandoning our parents' expectations of us. So say you want to be a YouTuber, or say you want to go into the medical field, or say your parents wanted you to be a lawyer, but you want to be an artist. In order for you to pursue and manifest this career being an artist, your mind and your body is going to think that you're being disloyal to your family. You're abandoning them. You are going against the grain. And that is a deep-rooted fear of, they're not going to love me. Oh my gosh, if I do what I want to do, I'm not going to get their acceptance and their love. And if they're going to see it as I'm being disloyal and I'm not honoring them. And that's such like I think of like a tug of war when I think of those thoughts, because it's like, we want to do what we want to do, but we also don't want to upset somebody else. So it's kind of like the outshining one, but this is more like, literally, it's like you're leaving people behind to go do your thing. So you feel like you're abandoning people for yourself. And it might sound selfish, but it is not. If your mind is telling you that that is selfish, you are running on a program. You have been highly conditioned. And I'm so glad that you're here watching this, because now I can teach you to unlearn that thought. Throw that thought out. You are such a beautiful soul, and you came here to do what you want to do. You have a mission, whether it's to be a beautiful parent, to be like building things, or to do what I'm doing, like creating content, but being in the healing world, helping people, maybe being a farmer, helping us grow food. You're here to do something. You are not here to live for somebody else and to be somebody else's something. You came here for you. So that disloyalty and that abandonment fear lives deep inside of us, because we feel like we're not good people. We're not good parents. We're not good spouses or siblings when we choose us, because then we're abandoning them. And that is the biggest spiritual lesson that I learned on my journey through my spiritual awakening, was learning about money and how money is an energy, and it's not greedy to want it. It's actually healthy because it brings us the freedom to do our mission. And then the other biggest one was to understand that self-love is everything. And self-love is this: it is choosing you no matter what anybody is saying. If somebody is saying, oh, you should do this, but it doesn't feel right in your body, you don't do it. You choose yourself. All right. So recapping, we have the first 3 done. We have outshining your siblings, friends, and family. That is a deep-rooted fear that if you become successful, if your manifestation arrives, you will then be in this limelight, whether it's just in your community or out in the world. And what kind of fear is that going to bring you? And how can you be okay with being somebody that has that manifestation and has that joy when other people don't? It is not your job to nurture them when you receive your manifestations. You're allowed to be in your joy And my bet is that other people have been in their joy when you weren't. So it's your turn. Okay. Number 2, fundamentally flawed. Remember that you have this innate fear of being or failing at what you want to be successful at. Okay. Number 3 is the disloyalty and abandonment. You fear leaving people behind to pursue that manifestation or to receive that manifestation. And then the last one is the more success, the bigger the burdens. So when you think about it, if you are manifesting $1 million right now, or the lottery, or $50,000, have you really thought about what would entail you having that money? Like, would you need to get a lawyer? Would you need to get an accountant? Would you have more responsibility? Are you ready for that? Or deep down, do you fear that it's a burden to have that? You know, things just, when you get money, you've heard like stories of people that win the lottery and then they claim bankruptcy in like 5 years. So it's like, you have to have some sort of plan. So when you're manifesting, that's why it's cool, because you can see the contrast, you see your life and you're like, all right, I don't want this. I don't like that. And a little side tip here, when you're in the contrast of your life that you don't like, you don't have to fake like you like it to get out of it. It's kind of like forcing yourself, like I'm drinking my yummy little coffee. But if I had like a coffee that tasted terrible every day, and besides the fact that it's caffeine, but if it was just a drink that I was drinking every day, and if someone was saying, you need to learn to like this, you need to act like you like this, it's impossible. I don't like it. And you're not going to like your contrast, the part of your life that is not good right now. I am not telling you to go find joy in it, go be okay, and then the universe will move it out. No, I'm telling you to identify that it doesn't bring you joy, and then create a reality in your mind of what you do want, and start to imagine that every day. While you're doing the work over here, while you're in the partnership over here, start imagining a better one. And when you start putting yourself in that vibration of it, you're not convincing yourself to like this, you're just switching your mindset over here to conjure up something new for yourself. And then all of a sudden, you start to get breadcrumbs, you start to get people inviting you places, just like all the manifestation signs that I talk about. And it starts to happen, and you start to switch jobs, and you start to get new people that are going to help you out of that old partnership that's been toxic for so long and you didn't even know it. Okay. So sometimes we have to understand that when we're manifesting, there are these deep-rooted fears. And there's so many things that we can work on to speed up our manifestations, to believe in them more. But the number one thing is your vibration. It is how you are feeling each minute of each day. So if you are, in these fears of, oh no, like, what if it does come? What if I do win $1 million? Can I handle it? It's that last one, that fear of that it's a bigger burden and you're not ready for it. So my job is to prepare you, to help you remove these subconscious thought patterns and belief systems, and then take action to prepare yourself. So what you could do is you could pretend like you just won $1 million and start making a list of where that money will go. What percent of it would go into a savings? Maybe start Googling what other people have done with their money, and then start writing down names. I have names of accountants and lawyers that I would use. I've seen the universe bring me people that are going to help me handle my money. And it's all aligning. And it's so cool to see how the universe brings you what you need when you need it. So in order to not see it as a burden, we can take action to prepare ourselves. And that's basically living as if you're doing that one task that everyone talks about in manifesting, is be the girl or guy that has the thing. You are preparing as if you already have it. All right. So outshining, fundamentally flawed, the abandonment and disloyalty, and thinking that it's going to be a burden. Those are your 4 fears that you need to unlearn and to pay attention to, and to see if you are taking action from those spaces. Are you in that container of always thinking that you have to stay small? Start becoming aware of it. All right, lovies, I hope you enjoyed this video. These 4 fears, if you can release them, your manifestations will start flooding into your life. Because essentially what this whole list is, it's self-love. It's you choosing you every single time, over and over and over again. You're saying, no, I'm allowed to shine. You're saying, no, it's okay if I fail. I love myself and I'm going to get back up and I'm going to keep going. No, I'm not going to be disloyal to somebody else because this is my life and I came here to do my mission. And no, it's not going to be so much of a burden because I'm going to prepare myself and I trust the universe will bring me what I need and I don't need to fear anything. All right, lovies, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.